There we go. What the hell? There we go. Yay. Ah. Don't you love technology, guys? I tell you, I've been working with computers all my life, and it's always a complete nightmare. Always a complete nightmare. So, I got this live streaming now. So far, I'm not losing any frames, and right now I have my iPhone right here. And I'm setting it up for a live stream on Twitter. I don't like my phone set up like that. It's kind of here. Okay. Live streaming. Alright, so let's just get it going, shall we? So I'm live streaming here, and I'm going to be live streaming on Twitter. So if you're watching, you're watching. If not, you can always watch it later. So let me double tap here. Is that how it works? God, technology. There we go. Can you see me like this? Okay, hope I don't disconnect you guys. All right, welcome Twitter world. Welcome YouTube world. Okay, so this is the best that I can do. I'm using OBS tonight so that I can show you some of what I can do on a browser on my desktop, and we'll talk about social media a bit. Now, I don't tend to come on as that I am a know-it-all of social media. Learning it almost every day. But as a part of being on social media, I have to kind of cater to a huge spectrum of audience. And the only way to do that is by using social media. YouTube, Twitter, it's social media. It's allowing me to socialize with you guys and to have a discussions. Let me see if I can get this display capture. Do I have another display capture? Let's see if I can just create a new one. Or I just grab myself like this. Yay! Look at this. Oh my god. The wonderful world of technology. Now, in the back, I used kind of like you see me with the chroma key. I can remove it, I guess. Let me just get it back here. Properties. Where are the filters for this? I'm using it on another screen. Sorry, more technical mumbo jumbo. Filters. That's what I need. There's none. So what the hell? Oh, because it needs to be me. Where no, the capturing device. Are you following me? Okay, so I gotta go into filters, and I need to use remove chroma key. Can I just turn it off? Green, blue. Okay, I had to just remove it. Okay, boop. Yes. There we go. All right. So now we're all the same color. All right, perfect. So let's talk about social media. How many people here use social media? Raise your paw. If you're watching, that means, well, you're interested in what I have to say. But if you're not watching, it's about reaching out to your audience. And I've kind of worked on websites and developing websites and worked for companies that allowed me to research and development a lot of websites. And I'm trying to remember, I got two channels here. And it gave me an opportunity, what I'm trying to say is, it gave me an opportunity to do research and development. And what I did was, for research and development, was sign up to a lot of these date sites, that lasted a long time ago, social media sites. Like I've been on MySpace. I have still an account, but I don't use it. But I was on MySpace, for example, when it first came out. Same thing with Facebook. When Facebook first came out, I was on it. I was on a lot of social media websites, and some of them have come and gone. And I was kind of very iffy about it, but it gave me an opportunity, nevertheless, to understand the human psyche and how social media works a bit, and to also help work in the industry of creating social media sites, dating sites and stuff like that. So that was many years ago, and I was kind of ignorant to the whole fact that I could be using social media to help me in doing all this. And of course, the main thing is you need some capital, some money to be able to afford this computer, this camera, my phone that I'm using here, headsets, all the camera equipment that I use. That all needs money. And then once you start get going, and like for me, I'm kind of frugal, so I'm using all the basics that I can get right now. But I'm still able to produce high quality video. The content may not be high quality, but nevertheless, it could be. A lot of it's interesting. Some of it is better than others. But at least I'm happy with the quality when I present it on YouTube. So the only thing I have to worry about is kind of like doing my editing and using social media to get the people to come to my channel and check out all my content. So I was kind of reluctant to using it at the beginning, but then after many years, I started getting into using Facebook a lot and all that, and what I come to realize when I started creating URB-X-TV was that it was needed. A lot of research had to be done into figuring out how all these social media platforms can benefit me, not just YouTube. And we can't, like, I diss YouTube little bits in here and there, but in the end, they are doing it to filter out what wasteland that they have, and all that takes money and resources, and they kind of want to clean it up a bit. All due respect, I respect that, but it is still free. You can still use it. You just have to be careful of how you present your content. So don't screw it up, screw up a good deal, and take it for what it is, and use it to your advantage. Same thing like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, many more. It goes on, and I'm getting more and more social media accounts created every day, just to get out to everybody. So it takes a lot of work, and you have to kind of learn how to become a good writer too. Sometimes you gotta know when not to write too much and know where to write a lot. Twitter for now gives you a maximum number of characters to use, so you kind of have to make sure that your messages are pretty clear. But again, going back to what I was saying, learning how to use all the platforms, if you can figure out how to use all these platforms and they all interlink with each other, which is the cool thing, and you can have one piggybacking off the other, updating another page by starting off at YouTube, transferring that over to your Facebook automatically, a post, and then doing the same from your Twitter to Facebook, or around. You figure it out. Now there are softwares out there that will manage all this across the board for you guys, and there's one that I'll do a shout out for. It's Hootsuite. Now I used Hootsuite. It's Hootsuite a while back, and when it first came out, and it was a free version for, well, I was using the iPhone, so it was a free version, and it would manage all of your social media accounts. So you just need to type one thing, post a picture or whatever, and just say, okay, I want it on this site, this site, this site, this site. Boom, send, and it's done. Everybody gets hit. Now, but I think now you have to pay for it. So that's the crappy part. I think it might be free on your phone. Not sure. You might get a free light version. It's not free for PC. So I tried, and it didn't work. I had to pay for it. So how do we use social media? Like, what am I doing that's any different from anybody else? Or maybe you already know the secret to social media and how to use it. But what do you do with it? It's there for you. And some of you might not know right off the bat. And like I said, I'm still learning a lot here. But I figured, why not just share with you guys what experience I have doing this. So what is URB-X-TV? So I'll plug it. URB-X-TV, of course, is an urban exploration channel here in Canada, and I live in Quebec. So right now it's kind of like pretty much in the general area of the province of Quebec. Now I have, like, if you've been following me, I have kind of been in and out of Ontario, Ottawa, and there are plans to kind of go other places around Canada. Again, I would love to go to the States, but I'm a little nervous, okay? And I don't mean to be mean or rude or anything, because I'm Canadian. I'm not mean or rude. I'm very gentle. But the point thing is that everybody's got a gun, and I'm watching urban exploration of and watching these videos on YouTube, because I watch a lot of you guys as like people who are doing it. I watch a lot of it, you know. Some of them are not that great. I filter you out, but I give you kudos and I give some support, because we gotta stick together, right, guys? We gotta stick together. We gotta help out each other. So what was my point? I got lost again. I'm not really good at doing these social media things, but I'm testing in my waters here. Alright, so what do I do? So right now, so far, I'm using, I tell you what I'm using. I'm using Facebook, I'm using Instagram, Twitter, I'm using Flickr. I have a Patreon page, an account, and I'm with Pinterest, and I couldn't care less about LinkedIn. I got really fed up using LinkedIn because it's just shallow know-it-alls that are like thinking that you're better than they are, or they better than you are. And because it's so difficult for me to get into a job here, I just pretty much given up, and I'm looking elsewhere outside of this province to possibly even move. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject. Social media, though. So right now I'm using all these. So how I do it is I have it linked up so that when I finish a video on YouTube here, for example, you're watching from Twitter, and these guys are watching on YouTube. So if you want to watch Twitter, guys, you want to watch me on YouTube, you go to URB-X-TV for just, I don't know how the hell you find it actually. But yeah, so I got two things going on here. So this is one way of using social media to your max. Using 2 live streams on 2 different social media platforms is one way to go. And if you could do multiple all across the board, why not? But what I do is, when I'm doing when I upload a video, or if I'm doing a live stream like this, it ends up being designated to a certain category that, or playlist that I create. And then what happens in my settings, when that gets posted, it gets shared automatically, say for example to Twitter, and which is you guys, and it gets automatically updated to Facebook. Now there's some weird settings going on there that you kind of have to play with, because sometimes it will duplicate itself, your posts, because you have the option when you you know, you make it public or publish it. There's an option where if I could see it here, but I can't see it. Sorry about that. Yeah, so there's an option to I'm trying to actually I want to open up a page here. Sorry if it doesn't. I just want to make sure that I'm correct. That's all. So I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel. You guys don't get to see this. Okay, so yeah, I guess it gets sent off to YouTube. So that there's a little screw up there. So you have to kind of test it to make sure it doesn't duplicate. Turn off some options in your settings. But there's an option when you upload. There's a YouTube, Facebook and a Twitter icon, and it kind of duplicates it. So that's how I do it. I'm using YouTube to send it out. Now when I use Twitter, it's pretty much, you know, giving my thoughts and ideas or little quick updates. That gets shared automatically on Facebook. Now you really can't really share anything on YouTube that manner, which is fine. Not that I know of anyway. If there is a way, please by all means tell me. But that's where it comes in handy, having a suite that handles all that. So then I will have to get all my photographs ready. So I'll upload some either directly from my phone, which is here, of locations that I would take, and then I would upload them and I would share them everywhere. You know, I would put them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Flickr, and Pinterest. Right now I was trying to figure out how to set up a private account for my photos from my my Patreon page. And the way of doing it is, and this is how I figured it out, is that you have to create another account, which is the easiest way. Make that account totally private, and then you use that. So for me, if I was going to create another account, it would be URB-X-TV Patreon fan base or fan club, and then, you know, just give it a decent title and set that to private. And then what you could do is you can give the members who are paying for part of that that pledge will have access to it. So you give them a code whenever you have personal. Now I can't control. Maybe there's a way of controlling it if I give everyone a specific code. But if it's one general code, I really can't control it. But you know, I think you might be able to figure out if something's gone awry with the account, and then you just kind of like, you can shut it down or see who's messing with you. So in the end, you kind of have to start embracing all of these tools. So just let me kind of stretch this down, and let's go over. What the hell did I just shrink? Okay, that's not what I wanted. Yes, this is what I wanted. Okay, there we go. Special effects. See, this is the fun thing on YouTube you guys are missing, is me having fun with my desktop. Okay, window capture, no, display, there we go. Here we go. So right now I'm on my YouTube. I would go in, and of course I would have my Facebook, and you know, I'd have my Instagram, have my Twitter, and I have a website here that is for you YouTubers can see this link probably. You guys on Twitter can't. But I have a tab here to a website that's specifically for urban explorers, which I will share with some of you, but you have to email me and let me know who you are, because I don't want to really exploit this website too much in case some people use it to exploit locations. Because it happens that the young kids want to do exploration and they're using these websites, but a lot of times too it ends up that somebody's doing something nasty, trying to burn down a place, or they get hurt, and the burning, trying to set places on fire, or even like vandalize and stuff like that. You gotta reduce on that stuff, guys, okay? keep it in all of its entirely in all its integrity, I mean, or something like that. Excuse me, I'm so tired tonight. But what I'm trying to mean to say is, let nature take its course on the building, and don't help it along by destroying it. Even worse, it makes it better for the explorer, you know, and the exploration. So I use all these websites here, and this is my Patreon. This is what it kind of looks like here. And I also have my own personal website, which is kind of like been my you know, my personal portfolio slash website that I use to look for work. But again, I think I'm going to use it to kind of promote the different levels of or the different channels that I have as well, which is going to help in promoting my content. So what I'll do is I'll use Studio Parsons as my production company, and in turn on that I can share you know, or talk about you know, each aspect of each of the channels that I have, because I would like to start focusing on some of the other channels as well, which could also bring in a little equity, maybe, I don't know, or at least the likes and the hits. So yeah, I look kind of mean here, don't I? I don't know. Just checking to see if there's anybody want to chat with me. Nobody's up tonight. Okay, yeah. So I kind of like this picture. It makes me look like I'm serious, you know. Why not? And then you go down. You got me talking about it, you know, in my best feminine voice, about each aspect of what happens, updates, production side, where does your money go, final notes. And then now, of course, down here we have some videos, some posts that I've done. Now this is only available, these versions, for Patreon users. Some of them are quite long and extended, and stuff that you don't get to see in the version on YouTube. That's the difference. So it's kind of good that I'm on here to explain that to you as well. So that's the thing about Patreon, and you can also share everything that you have on YouTube as well. But I'm kind of balancing it both here. So there's going to be some free stuff and whatnot. But if you're a Patreon or you're using this website, you have to still be a member to watch it. I think the public versions, you can actually see it without creating an account. But, you know, you can figure it out. It's not that hard. And then, of course, I have my Flickr, where again here I have pictures of me yesterday at a location that I went to, that I talked about the night before, that I said I was going to. This was the place. And of course other locations that I've been that I figured, you know, be worthy of taking a picture. This sanitarium, the Claude de Horton Asylum, been there, very cool place. It's a shame it's been cleared out. Still some muck and whatnot in there, but it's pretty much now used for a paintball field, and you don't really see a lot of the little beads or anything around it. I don't know. It's very odd. They must really clean it up. But all the good stuff is gone. It's very just emptied. But you still have that weird, creepy feel to it when you walk through the building. So it's kind of cool. Here you see some other pictures of it. So this is me. This is what I do, making sure that I kind of have everything organized. Of course, with my cell phone, I have photos there. Then also I have photos on my other digital camera that I have to upload through my PC. So, you know, I'm kind of I gotta do both of those at the same time. So I'm constantly working on my phone, uploading photos, or trying to remember to like, you know, tweets and whatever. So I'm always constantly working on it. And then of course I have my Pinterest, which you're gonna see probably a lot of stuff with girls in it. But the thing is, I'm into cosplay and into action figures. So do you see cosplay? A lot of women in action figure suits and toys, because I used this for toys. So here I have like one picture of something that I did for URB-X-TV, but here are pictures of all the action figures that I'm trying to sell. So I put them on here in case somebody wanted to use the pictures or whatnot. But I have a huge stock, and for you Twitter fans are going to get to see this. You see all that stuff over there? That's all toys. Over here in the back, there's more toys. Over here's my collection. So there's like toys everywhere. I have boxes of this stuff. So that's what I was doing. I was posting stuff, but I kept it so that I can also post stuff when I had my table at Comic Cons and whatnot. And like here I had a picture of me with my picture of my one of my stands with my banner on it and website and everything, which the name still exists, but the site's down and business is closed. See, this was a bit of my entrepreneurship that I was trying to get into, but I'm still not finished yet. So I use all these websites to post pictures, and I'm constantly updating, like even on my Facebook. This is kind of the Bernie Peach side, but this is the fan base page here. You know, I make sure that, and that's another thing with social media, when you're putting stuff up like banners like this on social media, like these ones here, use your graphics wisely. And like the way I have mine done is I make sure that I put the other links or icons of the other social media sites that you can follow me on, plus a little notification to say, hey, become a Patreon. Take advantage of those graphics, okay, when you're doing social media. It's very important. That's all I have to say. So as you can see here, I'm constantly updating everything. Anything that I do it's on here, okay. And you have to make sure that you're if you can produce enough content, that's the best, is being able to. Too much is too much, and not enough is not enough. You kind of have to find that balance, but you don't have to pump out like 2 videos every day or 1 every day. You know, I say on average, if you can pull out at least 1 per week, that's great. You're gonna even flow. But if you can do more, and know for sure that you guys can do more, then by all means go for it. So not only am I talking to you about social media, I'm also basically plugging all my social media websites here. But this is what social media is about. You use it to your advantage. You make, you know, crappy ass videos like this. Somebody might be interested. Maybe might have a question. I don't know, but you can send me an email at urbxtv@gmail.com, and if you have any questions, you can write me. Sorry, I can't post it up anywhere. I don't even have a pencil. I can't even like put it up in front of you guys. So right now, the way things is working, my hard work, and this is another thing you gotta have to realize too, that if you're just a beginner, and I'm a beginner, well, my URB-X-TV is a beginner, and I don't have a lot of following on my other ones, so yes, I'm kind of technically a beginner, but I've been still doing it a lot, experimenting, and doing a lot of research to make sure that when I do something, I want to do it right the first time and not have too many hiccups, and it's going to happen to hiccups. So and then you got to realize that if you want to get ahead, it's a bit of work. It's a bit of work, and that's why I say in my title, you know, or in the description a bit, is that it's more you put into it. Well, it's technically a full-time job. You can't expect to be a self-employed person and just make videos and put them up. It takes a while for it to build your audience, and you have to kind of be careful with that. But you have to also be patient as well. So what I'm doing right now is, what I'm seeing is my hard work is paying off a little bit, and like something like my Twitter is starting to explode. A lot of people want to follow me, and I follow them back. And there's chances are that some of them are actually people who are fellow urban explorers, and I'll meet up with them. Like for example, here on Facebook, I'm in a group. Okay, so let's just go to, if I'm not already there. Ooh, excuse me. That's my kid, by the way. That's his mouth after eating. And then I've been getting these things from YouTube as well, like Creator Monthly. I don't know what this is, but it's telling me that I'm doing good with my website. Excuse me. Oh, God. I apologize for that. But I'm trying to find my group now. I normally would be here probably. I could get it through there, but that's not what I want. Usually it's here on the side. See more. There we go. Groups. So this is my group, which it's just me and myself. I'm trying to find where are my posts, because the point being is, I can't find it right now, but the point being is that I started finding groups that were interested in what I was doing, or that was specially made groups for, URB-X explorers. And I found this one particular one, and I started using it and posting stuff up, and a lot of people are liking stuff back and forth and making little comments, which is good, is what you want. And but then I started noticing that it started becoming more and more popular. People were actually writing more and more stuff because I was constantly updating with new things. And then I started, not using it to my advantage. I was just like scrolling through, but then I come to realize, wait a minute, there's people here that are I'm going to hit it off with somebody that will want to collaborate or share ideas, or at least interact with one another and kind of shoot stories. And I actually get a guy who I followed him through the through the group, and he turned out to be from Canada, and he's not that far. He's living in Ontario, and he caught my stream yesterday, and he's like, hey, let's meet up. So this is how you try to use social media to get connected with other people as well, and try to create a following, not just on the websites, but in real life. Meeting other people, getting groups together, and start doing things together instead of segregating, because I find that if everybody kind of worked together and help out each other every once in a while, it benefits everybody, And I'm all about not just doing my thing, but meeting new people and sharing experiences with other people as I go along. So I'm still trying to find people that I can do this with, collaborate with, and it's still a bit of a struggle, but again, my channel is very new, and it's going to take a bit of work to get people to see what it is that I do. And hopefully everyone is somewhat interested. There's millions of people that live on this planet that all have access to YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all these other social medias. Somebody's bound to like your stuff, and it's just also word of mouth from other people who are following you, and next thing you know, you're going to be a huge success. No, not really. Be humble, okay? Don't let it go to your head. Just realize that you probably want to go into this making money right away, but unless you got a horseshoe up your arse and you got some scam that you're pulling, you're not going to get successful, or at least get to a point where you're comfortable with yourself. If you're making money, you're making enough to be happy and content and not want more. If more comes out of it, then again, take it kind of slow, and make sure that, again, don't let it go to your head, and next thing you know, you don't have anything left. I want to get to the point where I don't want to be famous. I just want people to come and watch my videos. Just watch my videos, interact with me if they want, by sending me comments and whatnot. interaction, which I just wanted to check here. Nobody says anything because nobody's watching me right now, which is fine. So I'll just go back to here. So what I've kind of done is with my channel, well, I'll show you all my channels. This one here, of course, is my URB-X-TV channel. Well, let me just kind of put it a little bit here for the Twitter fans. Well, you can see a little bit of it. So in here you see, what I like my my URB-X-TV section. Then I have my vlog, which this will kind of fall under. And then I have my like videos, and it's also I've been learning that apparently having lists that people that like this, for example, this is like a playlist. If people are looking for specific playlists and you have stuff in it, can also bring them to your website as well. But then also what I have here is under my video manager, hopefully nothing gets exploited here, and I have ones that are listed private that you will never see, and these ones are for the Patreon, or for the patrons who make pledges. So that's the cool thing about using YouTube, again, for its advantage. You can still use it as a place to store your videos, but have it not just play on their website, but specifically just on other websites, which is a cool thing. Cool thing. Yeah, it's a cool thing. Yeah. So, yeah, so there's some videos in here that like I have the thank you, your money, updates and stuff like that. All my videos are stored here. Now, you can even go even further, but right now I'm kind of, I've already have, as you can see, a lot of these websites that I'm using. And if I start adding more, what I'm going to start finding is that I'm probably going to be too busy just doing the social media stuff. But right now I could, but I don't want to overwhelm myself. Right now I have enough time to manage the social media side of things and do my videos, do my editing, and make sure that I get a constant flow of videos up there for you guys. And that's the thing also, is that not only do I make my own videos and do my own editing, I also do my own audio tracks, and I do all my graphics. So it takes a bit of time for me to get the production started and finished, compared to like doing a live stream like tonight. I just have to hit stop and YouTube takes care of the rest for me. Same thing as Twitter. So again, it's all about taking advantage of all these social media websites. They can do it for you, but you kind of have to, again, get into the groove, figure it all out, and it all depends on how much energy and time you want to put into it to succeed into this. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. And well, I can give you like a little idea of what happened yesterday. I went to this location that I had talked about, which was some auditorium in the woods that some company, I don't know, had from what I understand the story is, I don't know if it's true, I'm trying to find out the story, but apparently it was some company that had a huge staff that was working for them, and they would have a lot of parties, and the guy was so rich that he made an outside auditorium where they had like a stage and looked like a projection booth, and something that you used at that time. It's all destroyed now, but it could be indications of something that they had to project onto. So I got some photos of that up on all my other social media sites. You can go check that out, which I kind of gave you a highlight of before. And it ended up, as I got there, I didn't realize, because I didn't know the area, that there was actually a road that led up to the location. And I ended up like going through some deep brush, swamp, mud up to my knees, and scared crapless, because I thought, well, I don't know, is there going to be a bear or something going to come jumping out at me? or a moose or an elk or something. I didn't know. And at one point, I'm going through the grass, and something big just jumped out in front of me into the grass, and I was like, please don't let it bite me, wherever it is. So I had that kind of experience, and then I get to a point where the neighbor's dog's barking again. But I had to run through the backyard, and I thought the dog might be loose and just come chase after me. So I'm like running up this mountain that was there, and I'm so out of shape. I started dying, and anyway, I find the place, and it's kind of interesting. But then in the end, after I did all my thing, I was like, oh, look, there's a road right there that leads down to the side of the road on the near the highway or whatever it is. And I was like walking down, and I'm like, damn, I feel so stupid, you know. And I don't know if you can't, I'm not going to show you guys, but I had a bit of a skin burn from scratching my foot the night before, and I kind of rubbed it a little too much, and I got a little sore, so I ended up taking a band-aid, or a little square band-aid, and putting it on so that it wouldn't rub in my shoe. And because of all the wet water and mud, it slipped off, and it started rubbing against the sock, wet sock. And it was so painful that by the time I got home, it was swollen, and it looked like a brain was coming out of it. And right now, it's looking a little bit better, but it hurts. I can't even drive with any shoes on right now. So I'm walking all day with that on my feet, and it was just killing me. More I walked, the worse it was. So getting there wasn't that great, but afterwards, you know, at least I could say I was there, and took some photos. Got a video for you guys coming out very soon. So tonight I'm working on the military one, and I'll have that one up for you tomorrow, and then right away I'll be working on the other one that I did yesterday of the abandoned auditorium in the middle of woods, and we'll see what comes up next. I got another list that I'm going to go through, and I could have also talked about how I manage my my list, but I'll show you that on another video. I'll do another video where I talk about or show you guys how to use Google Maps to create your list, show you how to do all of your routes so that you know how long it's going to take you to get there, and you can calculate how much gas is going to cost you, and you're going to have like this huge list and organized setup so that you can kind of right away go, and also use your phone with the app to sync with it, and use it when you're on the road, so all your list is there so that you can keep it up to date, and some techniques on how to manage it. So that'll be another video in the near future. Oh, and there's one other thing I want to talk to you guys about that I want to do. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be this new thing that I'm going to be starting to kind of get the creativity in me flowing. I'm going to be using plasticine to make alien heads. Okay, and you're like, what the hell is this guy talking about, making alien heads? Well, I had this idea after, you know, watching a lot of, again, YouTube, and coming once in a while an idea will fart in my head, and I'm like, well, it's been done before, but what you want to do is a little specific and kind of could be cool. So my main idea was I want to be able to shoot something with my BB gun, which is an airsoft gun, and I have one that shoots like full auto, and it should rip apart one of these plasticine heads, but I want to fill it with fake blood, videotape it. At least that's the maximum I got is 60 frames per second, and I'll tune it down to 30, play with it a little bit more to get that slow-mo, and see where I can go with this. So the concept is to record these alien heads. I would show you in time-lapse photography me designing the heads in the clay, and then, you know, adding some detail, putting the blood in, and just shooting at it and recording it, you know, face on, and then have the bullets go through the side of the head, and just have it in slow-mo of the brain tissue just exploding. And that would be a series of videos that I would do. I'll just make a different alien head all the time, and you know, maybe once in a while I'll upgrade to other materials, because I have a whole shop in the back over there with all kinds of modeling clay and stuff that I can use. And you know, maybe we'll make even more higher grade or indestructible brains, maybe make the real bones and stuff, and see how it looks when it shatters and pieces fly everywhere. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? I'm gonna do one for you guys. So see, I got so many ideas that I want to do, but I'll share them all with you another time. So let me know in the comments what you thought of my live stream this evening. I am already over 49 minutes. I'm a little too long, but if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Well, for my YouTube viewers, for my Twitter peeps, you know, you can send me a message, like the video as well. So, and for YouTubers, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're a new subscriber, of course, subscribe. And for Twitters, my tweeters, or my new tweeters, or you want to be in my tweeters, tweet me, like me as well, follow me. I'll always follow back, and help me build my team. And you guys are all going to be a part of it. And don't forget that if you want to get notifications, set up your notifications for all the social media stuff that I'm going to be pumping in as well. Alright, I'm finished here. Thanks guys for watching, and I'm going to bed now. Alright, until the next video guys, enjoy my upcoming military video and other ones that are coming right after. Ciao, bell.